This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Joining us today is Sean Wade, the CEO of Power Metal Resources, following news from the company's Molopo Farms Complex project. Thank you very much for joining us today, Sean. How are you doing?
Very well, Mark. Thanks, and thanks very much for having me.
Well, of course, it's good to catch up. I know we've been awaiting a bit of an update, and the market's been awaiting a bit of an update on Molopo. There, it was a big focus from Power earlier in the year, and of course in 2022 as well. That T6 area where there was that mag anomaly that you were looking to drill, but really it didn't turn up what perhaps the EM alluded to might be there. But is this all about trying to understand more about the geology? And do you have a better idea now? Because of course the RNS or the news today talking about the sort of the new target area where you're going to plan an exploration program, that's T114. So do you have a better understanding, do you think? And this is a more, I don't know, let's say refined target or promising looking target?
And that's exactly what it is. You summarised that beautifully. Okay. So now I don't think either of us are geophysicists, are we? So let's try and sort of keep this on a level that hopefully the viewers can understand. There have been several surveys done over this ground. Okay, there was an AMT survey done in 2020 that gives you obviously a certain amount of data. You've had the EM surveys more recently, and obviously followed up with the drill campaign, which you've alluded to there. Now, what the EM survey does is to identify where you should put your drill. Okay, and the indication that it gave us was of a certain type of conductor in a certain location. We drilled that, and whilst that we would characterize that program as a success, as we did at the time, in the sense that it proved the geological model, it identified the feeder zone. But what it didn't do, which it was what obviously everybody's hoping for, which is to make the major nickel discovery that we are convinced that this project contains. So what we've done is to go back to some of the raw data which was gathered from the original AMT survey back in 2020, put that into the hands of a highly experienced geophysicist who we work with and have worked with before. And he has basically interrogated that raw data. And what he's come up with is, instead of having one conductive body that sits at a certain angle, which is what we were looking for before and where we drilled, he said, actually, what I think you're looking at here is a flat sedimentary conductor, relatively close to the surface, but a sharply dipping conductor, which essentially, if you imagine that these two areas of conductivity, the EM will look at that and it will average them out. Okay, so you've got one that goes like this and one that goes like this. The EM will say you've got one that's going like this. Well, actually, a better understanding of the raw data and a serious amount of work on a desktop has said, actually, I think this is what you've got instead. So that's created not just a high priority drill target, the sharply dipping conductor, but what looks like a conductor in exactly the right geological setting and potentially, hugely enhancing our chances of success. So that's the really exciting news here. That now people will say, okay, well, that's the news. It would have been nice to have had that, in 2022 when you did the first round of drilling. And of course, that's the case. But this is the nature of geophysics meets geology meets exploration drilling. The outcomes can't always be certain, and it's not always possible to identify precisely what you're trying to do from those surveys. So it's been painstaking work. It's been done by the best people and the experts in the area and also in nickel generally. And we are very excited about the opportunity now to drill that sharply dipping conductor and hopefully make the find that we're all hoping for.
Okay, well, thank you for explaining that. I mean, you mentioned there about wanting to get drilling. What is the plan then with Molopo? Do you intend to commence a drilling program in the near future? I know there was talk, and we've spoken before, about seeking joint ventures or perhaps other avenues to advance this project. So what's the angle you're going to take on this?
So it is absolutely our intention to drill it. What I would say is that obviously, if in a manner of speaking, the work now gets passed, to me, if you like, in the sense of, okay, now we've got to organise a plan for the project itself. We've got to obviously understand the financial implications. How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? What are the realistic expectations? And once we've done all that, which obviously we do, obviously in conjunction with all the geos, both the geophys and the geologist guys, we'll make that plan and then we'll announce to the market what our intention is. But clearly we've now got this opportunity which we want to really crack on and get into, and we want to deliver this to our shareholders, who we know, first of all, have been extremely patient over this, and secondly, we also understand that this is the reason why a lot of our shareholders own the stock, because they're very excited, as we are, about Molopo. So we're very excited about the opportunity to hopefully deliver that.
Okay, so we can wait and see the plan of execution there at Molopo in the not too distant future. Okay, I want to just pick up, I know investors are fairly keen, we've talked about Saudi before and the opportunities that are emerging in that region, and I think people have picked up on your recent trip out there. You can't hide away from anyone at the moment, particularly not shareholders interested in your company. So could you tell us what that trip was all about, if anything came out of it, anything interesting?
Absolutely. Pardon me. Yes, absolutely. Look, I mean, I think we, when we put an announcement out right at the very beginning of our sort of adventure in Saudi Arabia, saying that we're working with a very experienced consultant in the region with the intention of looking for license opportunities, so exploration opportunities across what we call the Arabian Shield. So that includes Oman as well. So the trip included a few days also in Oman. Okay. Now, the idea is that we want this to be the next leg of our story and our exploration focus, not the exploration focus of the entire business, but our next leg with this part of the exploration. And the opportunity here is absolutely enormous. The Arabian Shield is incredibly underexplored. And I was with Bill Brady-Good, who is on our board and is, as everybody I think probably knows, a highly experienced geologist. You can't keep a good geologist down, when he starts seeing outcrops and, the opportunities and so on. They did a couple of site visits at the end of the trip, and he's extremely excited about the opportunities here. So number one, there's a great opportunity. However, to get there, we have to build all the right relationships, both at the government level, and we had a number of meetings with the various relevant ministries where we received a very, very welcome response, and we were strongly encouraged to invest in Saudi Arabia and to take advantage of this opportunity, and also local partners, either people that already have licenses, with whom we could potentially partner, family offices, or sort of big Saudi investment houses where they're looking to make a move into mining with the impetus that mining has in the kingdom. But need an experienced and professional outfit to help them, to help partner them on that journey, which obviously we are projecting ourselves as that. So it's early days, and I don't want to overpromise anything at this point that we're going to be very rapidly in there exploring. But we certainly had an extremely encouraging visit. There's a lot of opportunities for us. We have already we're signing some NDAs and some sort of various early stage agreements to start looking at those opportunities, and we will definitely be talking more about that going forward. I mean, we'll be attending the Future Minerals Forum in Riyadh in January, which is going to be a really big event. We also had a meeting at the British Embassy where also we were very strongly welcomed by the trade representative there. We're going to be part of the sort of British contingent, if you like, at that meeting in January. So, there's a push from all directions. We've got we're getting strongly encouraged by as I say, the British Embassy, by the Saudi government, by local partners, and it's a great, very exciting opportunity. So we look forward to about it.
Okay, so things are happening for sure. And I heard from talking to someone else in the sector that yes, Saudi really does want to diversify away from oil, and they're looking for inward investment. So it's good to see that actually happening, in real terms here with POW. Just a final question, Sean. Of course, Tati, there was an announcement, an update on Tati just the other day as well. Just give us the update on that. I mean, you identified 2 gold targets, didn't you? And you're going to conduct quite a number of soil sampling. So you've got an active program planned here.
Oh, that's right. Absolutely. I mean, I think I said in the, in the quote that, Tati has always been an extremely high priority project for us. I know that it's one that a lot of our shareholders want to hear updates on, and we are making fantastic progress. I mean, the recent announcement on the 15th of September, which talked about the 2 additional gold anomalies, is very exciting. I mean, this really is developing into a very, very exciting project. So what we said at the time was that we wanted to expedite the next level, the what's called the ground follow-up, and we've done that. We're sending people in, and we're going to be doing something in the region of 450 individual soil samples. There's going to obviously be sent for testing. I mean, there's a bit of detail which I'm sure people have read in the release, and we'll be reporting that in due course. But the message I want really to get across is Tati is very much part of our focus. It's very much up and running. Almost everything we're doing there at the moment is creating value, and we're really looking forward to the next round of results and being able to put those out. And I should also add, Mark, that these are difficult conditions. Market conditions are tough. I think I'm sure you've got lots of CEOs on at the moment, and we're all struggling a little bit with share prices and what have you. But we're doing what we can do, which is to continually generate positive updates, to continually update our shareholders on what we're doing. And I should also just add, on the Molopo, just going back to the top, this is actually quite complicated, and we've kept it pretty high level because I think we want to get the main message across. But I would urge people, if they want to dig it deeper into it, no pun intended, into understanding the technology behind this, the expectations, how it works, exactly what it is we're doing, what we have done, please email in. We've got info@powermetalresources.com, and we'd be delighted to answer any specific questions anybody has on what we're doing and how we've got to the point we're at, where we've got an extremely exciting drill opportunity, which I think really could be. Has the potential to be the discovery that we all hope.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Sean Wade, the CEO of Power Metal Resources, for giving us that update today. And of course, we look forward to following developments across the active programs there at Power Metal Resources.
Thanks very much, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like, or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.